Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, what happened abroad is now happening right here in the United States of America. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Mark of the Beast style technology via microchip implants being implanted in people not only abroad, but right here at home in the United States of America. And a piece of legislation that was just passed in the House in Michigan will literally send chills down your spine. So just what is this Mark of the Beast style technology? Well, let's go first to the book of Revelations that tells us about a future event. And it states this: it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be marked on their right hand or on their forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark, that is, the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of man. And the number is 666, Revelations 13, 16 through 18. Now, it makes it very clear that this is an event, according to the Bible, that's going to happen at a future time frame, where people are going to be forced to accept a mark in their hand or in their forehead, and they can't buy, sell, or trade without it. And it doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, everyone is forced to get it. Well, right now, it seems as if we are making massive headway in that direction. Take a look at some of the things that happened abroad. CNBC.com, this is an article from 2017. A Swedish startup has started implanting microchips into its employees. MPNnews.com, in 2017, employees in Europe are getting implanted with microchips. Newspunch.com, May 2020, just this year, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is planning to microchip 1 million children. But you know, it's not just happening internationally, it's also happening right here in the United States of America. In fact, here's a news clip from 8 on Your Side about how we're eventually going to microchip our children.
How far would you go to keep your children secure?
Would you be willing to microchip them?
Guys, this is what we're talking about, the microchip. I don't know if you can see it in my hand. It's the size of a grain of rice, very, very small. And the expert that we spoke with actually tells us that barcodes were introduced in the late 1960s, and back then people thought, this is way too invasive and too weird, and now barcodes are so commonplace that we don't even think about them anymore. The expert tells us this will happen sooner rather than later.
According to the news anchor, this will come sooner rather than later. In fact, they've been telling us that for years. Take a look at this article on USA Today from August 2017. You will get chipped eventually. See the persistence by the mainstream media? But let's not ignore the fact that there's already companies right here in the United States of America who are microchipping their employees. Take a look here at MarketWatch.com from July 2017. 5 ways your employer is tracking you. A Wisconsin company microchipping its employees is just the tip of the iceberg. Recently, over in Michigan, the House just passed a bill stating that government employees will voluntarily be microchipped. Take a look at this article on humansarefree.com. House passes bill to voluntarily begin placing human implantable microchips into the bodies of all state government employees. The article reads, the bill will be introduced to the state Senate where, if it passes, Governor Gretchen Whitmer will be able to sign the legislation into Michigan law. The Michigan House passed a bill making implant company microchips voluntary for employees, according to a local ABC News report. People have been placing human implantable microchips on their bodies for years now, and we have chronicled all that for you over the years. Now, the state government of Michigan has passed a bill that will call for the state government employees to receive microchips inside their bodies. But don't worry, Governor Whitmer says the person who wants due date abortion has reassured everyone that it will only be voluntary. It seems the U.S. government always starts with a voluntary action before they eventually force us to comply. You know, like wear a mask, it's voluntary, and then they force compliance. Or stay home, stay healthy, it's voluntary, and then they force compliance through actual lockdowns. Or fill in the blank. We have always had many things that have been optional that have eventually been forced on the population, and thus it is today. And I fear that in the very near future, things like microchips and vaccines, which are now voluntary, could be forced in the very near future. We are living in biblical, scary times. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.